All right, welcome back. So we looked at how Nehemiah was able to, in 52 days, finish building that wall. Now let's move to our culture here in APC, a culture of leadership and innovation. And we pave the way. We do what has not been done before, and we take ownership. Now there are times um, we have tried many new innovative ideas. We've tried many things. Some have worked, some haven't worked, and we take ownership for it, right? So our culture of leadership, we in the sense we appoint leaders, we stand by their leaders, and then we also help them make their own ideas and innovative plans for their ministries, right? A culture where people connect, cooperate, and collaborate. Very important. We work together as a team. When we win together. If things didn't work out, all of us are. It's not like when we win, I am the main, or if we win, all of us win. But if we lose, you are the one who's blamed. No, we all. I can't tell you so many times when I have made so many mistakes, and people have taken they've said sorry on my behalf. It's really overwhelming to understand those kind of things, but that's really true. At the times, we make mistakes, and then uh, we may have spoken, rudely to somebody. Right? And then the pastoral team has said, "No, we apologize." Right? It's not I apologize on behalf of. No, we apologize. And so, what is written here is not just poetry. It's something that we really follow. Right? Okay. A culture of being transparent and honest. We are open and honest and in sharing information, opinions, ideas, and learning. We are open, right? Anyone from the church can come and give us ideas. In fact, yesterday I was speaking to one of our church members, and he gave me a brilliant idea. And so we thought, okay, let's try and do this, right? A very nice idea. He's not in the ministry team. He's not, he's a corporate person, but he gave this idea and it sounded good. And so we're going to try and do it. Let's see if it works. So we're open to ideas from people. A culture of equality and respect. God made us all equal, and we treat each other with respect, from our vendors to our pastors. Everyone is treated with respect. Nobody, we don't want to boss over people. We are not that. Now, we do bring correction to people, right? And sometimes the correction is soft, then it becomes not so soft, then it becomes hard. Correction is important, right? Now, just because we correct doesn't mean we don't respect. You correct a person who you respect. If I don't respect somebody, I will not correct them. You do what you want. Your wish, right? But if I respect somebody and I respect my organization, I respect what I'm doing, it's very important for me to bring correction. Like yesterday, in the first hour when I came, nothing was ready, right? And I have only 6 or 7 minutes. And so one of the best students, one of our students here came to me, and I told him, I didn't sugarcoat it. I told him, I'm not, what is this? It's because you got only few minutes, 6 or 7 minutes, and I have to do everything. Yeah, the camera is somewhere, the table is in another place, the cable is in another place. Everything was a mess. And for me, like, not only me, but I think all stuff, when we come, we want to just sit and deliver, right? Because we come prepared so much, and you want to just, it should be fresh in the mind, and your mind should be very. So I gave it, right? Now, I did stand by what I said. It doesn't mean I don't respect. I respect my job so much that I want it to be the best, what I'm doing, right? You get from where I'm coming, right? So, a culture of sharing and caring. Work is more than a job we do. We participate in each other's life. Work is more than a job. Whether it's work, whether it's ministry, it's more than a job. And I've talked a lot about this, right? We we participate in each other's life. A culture of fun and laughter. We believe we have to work. We believe work has to be fun. Find things to laugh about and enjoy work. Right? And if you come to our church office, you will find a lot of laughter, right? But not only laughing, right? If you're only laughing, right? But you'll find those laughters. You'll find moments where all of us, we go out for a tea, we take a break, we go out, we step out, we get together, we have a laugh, but then we go back to our places, start working. Right? It's not like, oh, church office, we shouldn't look right or left. No, just be normal people, right? Normal. It's okay to laugh. And also, we draw the line, right? We don't laugh at others' expense. We don't mock people and laugh or make fun of people and laugh. No, we're laughing together. Right? Could be something that happened, something that we are thinking about. Right? We laugh together, have a good laugh, make work enjoyable. Right? And that way, you'll really be excited to come to work. Right? For me, Mondays, I love it. Nobody can say, oh, Monday boring. No, no, it's never going to happen. I love it. Right? I just love my work. I love what I'm doing. And when you are passionate about it, nothing can stop you. Right? Next point, history is important, capture it. While we do not live in the past, we must not forget the past, the lessons we have learned, the experiences that we have been through, the successes, the failures, all are valuable. Now, very important, we don't live in the past, but we learn from the mistakes and the good things and the difficult seasons of the past so that we don't repeat the same thing again. Right? They're valuable, right? We must know history to interpret the present and decide for the future. History also helps us to see our progress. Now, this month we are celebrating 25 years of APC. We're going to look back. Obviously, we have to look back, right? And we're not living in the past, but we're looking back. Oh, we were 12 people. Then we were like this. Then we were 50. We were 100. Then we had this. These are things that worked. These are things that didn't work. But these are the seasons that God took us through, right? And we're going to look back. And it's only going to help us look ahead for the next decade, right? Uh, every small success inspires us to press forward for more. Look at this. Let me give you this example. Moses is a brilliant example, right? He made a mistake. He knew he's going to deliver the people of Israel. He killed the Egyptian. He ran away. Big mistake. But after killing the Egyptian, he ran away. He's looking after his father-in-law's sheep. But after 40 years, he's in front of the burning bush and he says, I can't talk. And God is trying to remind him, listen, you studied in Egypt. Your education is in Egypt. You are a person who knows very high intellect. You're a knowledgeable person. You're saying, I don't know how to talk. Right? Sometimes we live in our past failures. No, I don't know how to talk. Same Moses in the book of Numbers is saying Moses was eloquent in speech. History says that Moses as a leader won many battles for the Egyptian. That's history. Right? So he was a warrior. He was learned See, he was not a simple man. Now, this 40 years of looking after sheep was totally opposite of who he is. But that did not stop him. Maybe he looked back and he said, hey, I messed up once. I'm not going to mess up again. God is calling me. Okay, I'll go. It's good to look back. Even our small failures, small successes, look back and hey, I learned something from it and press forward. Never let your past dictate your future. Right? Hey, I didn't play the right chords for the song, so then I'm not a worship. I cannot play. I'm not good at music. What will happen? You keep saying you're not good at music, you'll end up being that. But say, okay, that was a mistake. That those chords were not. I didn't practice enough. Let me go back, practice, get better, do it better. Very simple, right? And At opportune moments, tell relevant stories. Narrate stories from the past. Laugh about your mistakes made in the past. Remember the story when I was leading worship for the first time? Somebody came in on the fan. All my lyrics went all over the place. And think of it now, also I laugh. And then they gave me all the lyric papers. They said, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know which song I was singing. I don't know what chord I was on. Everything was a mess. And I laugh about it. It's true. But what did it do? It helped me be more organized. Okay, these are things I should be prepared when it comes to, especially when you're going in front, you're ministering to people, be prepared. Don't go with, in a place of just, okay, I'll do whatever I want. No, prepare yourself and go. Something that we can learn, right? Uh, History must not become a deterrent to taking risks. Simply because we tried new things in the past and failed does not mean it will not work again. We cannot live in the glories of the past, but we must go ahead. So here's the thing. We don't look at the failures and live in that, nor do we look at the success and stay there only. Oh, this worked, so it will work again. No, maybe God is saying, change strategy. I want you to do something else. Remember Moses? I've shared this, I think. Moses is standing in front of the Red Sea, lifts his staff. The sea is parted into two. And Joshua is standing there saying, wow. He's probably saying, what a miracle this is. I've never seen this. Now his turn has come. He's in front of Jordan and he's looking for a staff. Let me do the same thing what Moses said. God said, hold on. You tell those high priests to go into the water, the seas will part. Oh, but God, for Moses, he is full. You did all these things. For me, also do something. No, you don't worry. Yours is a separate. For Moses, I didn't make the sun stand still. For you, I'll make it stand still. You do what I'm telling you to do. Don't live in the glories of the past. Look ahead. What God did for somebody else, don't expect the same thing always. If he does it, good. But if he doesn't, there's something better for you. Where in the Bible has the sun stood still? Joshua, God told Joshua, I'll do it for you. Where in the Bible has a victory won without touching the wall? They didn't touch the wall. The walls came down. Nowhere else. Right? So we don't glory in the past, but we also be open to what God is doing for us in the future. Success stories are invigorating. Share them. Proverbs 25:25. As cold water to the weary soul, so is good news from a far country. When we see success, celebrate people, celebrate teams, celebrate progress. Let individuals and teams know that they are recognized for their contribution. Doing this will inspire them and invigorate them. And something that we also have here in APC is we have something called as rewards, right? In the end of the year, we recognize people who have within our team who have done exceptionally well, and we honor them. Say, okay, this person did very well in this ministry, or this person did well. Now it's not like the others didn't do anything, right? We work together as a team. All of them are valuable, but this is just to encourage the others, right? Hey, they put in maybe an additional effort and done well. They've envisioned, they've done something more than what was asked of. And it only encourages the team. So that's the end of chapter 4. What I want to do is I want to leave out chapter 5 because we're talking about competitive advantage in terms of a corporate sector. And here it's more of a competition. So I don't want that to come in when we're talking about ministry also. But what we'll do is, towards the end of the course, if we have time, just, if you'd like to, we can do chapter 5, right? But let's move to chapter 6, which is a very important chapter, organizational structure and design, right? Now, we know that God is a God of order, there is structure, and there are internal and external factors that we must keep in mind when we talk about growth, right? And so let's look at organizational structure. Organizational structure and design must enable the organization to respond quickly to changing market conditions. Structure, systems, and processes within the organization must eliminate bottlenecks, make environment easy to work, facilitate cooperation, good ideas and formation, get the right structure and design, and the right people in the right position. Listen to this, very important. Get the right structure, get the right design, get the right people, and people in the right position, and you have an organization that will win. Example: if I join the IT team, the IT team will fail because I don't know anything about IT. There's no point in me being there. If I join the graphics team, no use. Right? You need to have the right people in the right positions to have a winning team. And when you are building teams, whether it's your business or whether in business or in ministry, you give people opportunities and see, right, how they are working in that. Sometimes, we feel we may not know that we are good in it. So when the opportunity comes, you take it up and we'll realize, hey, okay, I actually can do this. I didn't know I can do it, but I can do it. Right? But there are other times an opportunity is given to somebody, they try their best, and probably they're not able to do justice to that role. It's okay to move them to another position. Why? Because you need a winning team. The team matters. It's not about the individual. Yes, individual in terms of their role, their function, all that is there, but the team must win. If I join the IT team, the team will get a hit because I'm not going to be productive at all. I'm just going to be sitting and probably wasting everyone's time. Somebody, the IT head will say, get this done on the website. I want to know what to do because I'm in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. Right? So let's look at structure. Let's look at a few points here in this. Why structure, order, and design are important. Firstly, because these are godly virtues. 1 Corinthians 14:33-40. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let all things be done decently and in order. So God has established order. That is why the great apostle Paul was upset. Uh, he was upset with the church in Corinth. What did he say? He said, don't you have homes where you can sit and eat? Why do you come here and make a mockery of the Lord's table? What was happening? One person is drinking juice there, one person is eating, one person is talking, one person is preaching, one person is singing in tongues, one is praying in tongues, one is praying for healing. It's all a chaos. Paul is saying, listen, it's wonderful you have the gifts of the Holy Spirit, but there's no order. Let everything be done in order in the church. Right? Why? Because God is a God of order. When you look at this world, everything has order and design. The sun rises, the sun sets. Two clouds hit each other, rain comes. There's order. Everything has order. If the earth is tilted a little bit in an axis, there's no life. Look at, we were talking about, remember we talked about the ants? The ants. They walk in order. I mean, they have no locus. They don't have leaders, but they have ranks. Everything in the universe is in order. God is a God of order, right? And so having structure, order, and design is very important. Think of it this way. You are obeying God's laws, and you are actually using the virtues of God in your life. Imagine your life is not structured. What will happen? It's a waste of time. If there's no structure, you won't know where your 24 hours is going. Structure is key. Time is the currency of money. Sorry. Time is the currency of life. Once time is gone, it's gone. So structure is very important. Structure your life, right? And one of the things I find difficult and I'm working on is to tell my children to find structure. Children don't care about structure, right? They come home, suddenly they're playing cycle, next minute they're playing carom board. So what's happening, But structure is important. Order is important. So you structure your life. And something that I do personally is I like to structure my life. I know that Monday to Friday, this is what my timetable is. Get up, pray, read the word, meditate on the word, finish that, get ready, drop the kids to school, come to work, finish work, do all your work, go back home. When I go home, I try not to open my laptop. I try not to work as much as possible, unless it's really important or if I have some work meetings. But I try not to work. I spend my time with the kids, right? Structure, okay. Then I know that, okay, in the night, I probably read a book or spend a little more time in family prayer. And then the next day. So Monday to Friday is sorted. Structure. It's if that structure changes, it's only because something would have happened. Maybe I was traveling, or maybe I was, there was a physical, maybe ill or not feeling well, or something would have happened. But that structure is in place. So much so, my family knows this is what he will do. They know where I'll keep my shoes. They know where my things are. And if my things are not there, they know I get upset. Right? So it better be there because I kept it there. And I want it there. And I know it can be too much. That's how it is. Right? When your life is in order, structure, I don't want to waste 10 minutes searching for one book. So on my table, I've got pens at home. If it's not there, now I get really, because I'm reading, I need to mark. I don't want to search everywhere. I've kept it there. It may be small, but it's critical. It brings order. Right? Okay, some of you are upset. Structure, order, and design are an expression of wisdom. It's wisdom. It's God's wisdom. Here's the thing with discipline, right? Discipline, you have to force yourself to be disciplined. Right? That's why I told those who are in tea in charge, don't give me tea. But today they give. Don't give me tea. Because you come to me with tea, I'll take it. So now I have to tell myself, I don't want. Right? You discipline yourself. Right? That is just an example, right? And many other things also you can, right? Designs helps you fulfill purpose. And whatever organizational structure that is put in place must be designed to fulfill the purpose of the organization. So when you have an organizational structure, you have it not for show. You have it because you want to fulfill the vision of the church. We have senior pastor, associate pastors, assistant pastor, life group leaders, area coordinators, life group leaders, and volunteer leaders, and then volunteers. There's a structure not for show. It was there so that we all together work to fulfill the vision, to be salt and light in the city. That's the vision. Understand? Right? So from the top, senior pastor, to the volunteer, everyone are important. Everyone are working towards the vision. Maybe different tasks altogether, but there is structure. Right? Align organizational structure to strategy. Very important. The word align is very important. Look at this. In Numbers, the rest of the Israelites shall set up camp, company by company, each man with his own group under his own banner. And they camped each under his own banner as they marched together. So think of this, millions of people coming out of Egypt, but they all camped in teams. So if you were there that day, you would have said, okay, I want to meet the tribe of Benjamin. Where are they? You'll know, the tribe of Benjamin is that side. I want to meet the tribe of Judah. Okay, the tribe of Judah is that side. Where can I meet all the high priests? They're all there this side. There was structure, right? But why? Why was there structure? Because they aligned it with strategy. They decided, okay, the tribes will walk in this way, and then these people will, we will camp in a certain way. Everything was aligned. So what's important here? Um, it's interesting to see the instructions that God gave Moses to lead 600,000 people in an orderly manner. That's so amazing. Think of it. God said, I'm bringing you out of Egypt. They didn't come out like animals, they walked in order. Amazing, no? Even the smallest details you see structure, right? And each of them had 12 tribes. Each of the 12 tribes have 12 had one leader who reported directly to Moses. When they camped, three tribes camped on each of the four sides of the tabernacle. So you had the tabernacle and you have one, two, three, four. Okay. So there were three tribes in each. So three, 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 three. 12 tribes, right? They were around the tabernacle. But each tribe had one leader, and that one leader will report directly to Moses. It's not like anyone from the tribe can go and talk to Moses. No, one person come, tell, okay, this is the thing, right? And then when they moved in proper order. And there were different kinds of trumpets. Last, organizational structure enabled the people of Israel to be efficient. Now, what they did, disobedience and going around that mountain so many times, that is secondary. But when they walked and when they moved about, there was structure and order. Right? 3, organizational design affects strategic capability and sustainability. Let's read this verse. Can one of you read this verse, please? This is First Chronicles 16:4 and verse 37.
Then David assigned some of the Levites to the chest of God to lead worship, to intercede, give thanks, and praise the God of Israel. David left Asaph and his co-workers with the chest of the covenant of God and in charge of the work of worship. They were responsible for the needs of worship around the clock.
Right. Look at this. I'm sure you've seen this, right? Structure brings capability and sustainability. That means what? Capable. When your work is structured, you know you're capable of doing this or not. And 2, it brings sustainability. That means longevity. It can go on for years. Look at David. What did he do? He brought the covenant. The first thing when he became a king, he brought the Ark of the Covenant, and he desired non-stop worship there. So what did he do? He organized 4,000 people to attend to the tabernacle. That means 4,000 people in the team were to only look at the tabernacle, make sure everything is right. Imagine that roster, how will it be? The biggest roster in the world is this. 4,000 people. Then 4,000 musicians. Imagine this roster. 4,000 musicians. 288 prophetic singers. They were organized into 24 smaller units, groups and teams, musicians and singers. So out of 4,000 singers, 288 prophetic singers. So David would have sat, opened his laptop and said, okay, worship leader, BGV, background vocals, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, trumpet, saxophone, all the instruments you put, roster, right? And he would have sent it out. Now, why did he do this? Why did he do this structure? He didn't say, okay, make one team and go start playing. One is playing one song, one is playing another song. No, worship would have gone all over the place. But here, he maintained that. He made the team 24 smaller units and he made teams. And he said, okay, probably he said, team 2 will lead worship today at the tabernacle. Team 5 next month, Saturday. Team 7, maybe he did it that way. But what did he do? Structure. Because of that structure, for 33 years, there was non-stop worship happening in the tabernacle. 33. Can you believe that? 33 years. The same thing. again and again and again. So maybe people in the worship team, if there was sick, some of them were sick, others came in and took over. Some of them may have passed away, new people auditioned for the worship team. It was ongoing. And the process was set in place. 33 years. Why? Because he set the structure for the worship team. It is not, we're not talking about 3 years, 33 years. It's not easy. Really not easy. But he did it, right? Something that has never been done before. Good organizational structure and design not only provides advantage, but also provides capability and sustainability. David didn't have to sweat about it. He didn't have to worry. He had people with him, said, make sure that it happens. So David would have been busy doing other things also. He has a nation to look after, right? Wars, decisions to make. But he knew that worship is happening, no matter what. Okay. Have the right teams in place. This is wonderful. Now, in First Chronicles 12, let me give you a context here, right? David is not yet king. Or let's read that passage. First Chronicles 12, 17, 18, 21, and 22. Let's read that passage.
David went to meet them and said, if you are coming as friends to help me, you are welcome here. Join us, but if you intend to betray me to my enemies, even though I have not tried to hurt you, the God of our ancestors will know it and punish you. God's spirit took control of one of them, Amasai, who later became the commander of the 30, and he called out, David, son of Jesse, we are yours. Success to you and those who help you. God is on your side. David welcomed them and made them officers in his army. They served David as officers over his troops because they were all outstanding soldiers. Later, they were officers in the Israelite army. Almost every day, new men joined David's forces so that his army was soon enormous.
Look at this. David, let me give you context. Even before he became king, about 400 people came to David and said, we want to be under your leadership. Think of that. And this passage, now David became a king and he's become very successful administratively, politically, even militarily, spiritually. David was amazing. Right? Imagine that. Right? Successful king politically, in administration, extremely successful. Military, people said, oh, we don't want to go against Israel. And then spiritually, David said, no, David is a man after God's own heart. He had everything going right for him. What did David do? When he became king, he had built the right team with the right people in place. And if you read in First Samuel, Second Samuel, you'll see how David established his kingdom. I'm talking about the leadership team. He had something called as the famous 30, who were his top soldiers. And out of those famous 30 was 3 people who was David's most trusted soldiers. Right? And what did he do? The team with people who are really good at what they are doing and know how to work well together will eventually bring success. What made David successful? He had the right teams in place. He had right structure. He had right organizational skills. He knew that I need to be organized as a king, and he did it. Right? Getting the right people and putting the right teams in place is not an easy task. It takes time. There will be ups and downs. There will be people who will join, who will leave. Some people you feel that, okay, they will stay with you for a longer time, right? Now, over the years here in APC, many wonderful leaders have come, but they moved on, right? I'm not saying that they are not part of the team. No, they have done their part of serving in the church and doing their best and serving in leadership. So God bless them for that. And so as you keep doing it, you'll slowly get the right teams in place, the right people. And The point is you're building the kingdom of God. Right? You're building structure in what you're doing. Sometimes your best team begins with the most unlikely. This is what I was talking about. In First Samuel, uh, 400 soldiers. Think of this. David is running away. He's hiding in one cave. Probably he's sitting there thinking, how will I become king? This Saul is behind me and he's going to kill me. 400 people come searching for David and say, David, we'll serve you. David is saying, why you want to come here? Why you want to come with me? I don't have anything with me. No, no, we don't want anything, but we'll be under your leadership. What leadership? I don't have a throne. I don't have a house. I don't have a kingdom. I don't have anything. I'm hiding in this cave. They said, we'll be with you. Even in the cave, we'll be with you. Later on, these 400 became part of David's mighty army. Right? David welcomed them. This is where his mighty army began. Think of Saul. Saul said, David is alone. But suddenly he's seeing 400 people with David. Something's wrong. Right? At an unlikely moment in life, at an unlikely place, starting with unlikely men. So whether you're building a team, uh, you may have you may look at somebody and think, oh, this person, I don't think so. But God may say he's going to be in your team. Right? At the most unlikely moment of your life, unlikely situation, God can bring in people. Right? And then, even being here if I think of it, it's not something that I can grasp at times. It's very unlikely that I should be here. But God has His ways of bringing in people into making good teams. Right? Believe in your team and beyond their struggles. Think of this. Mark chapter 16, verse 9 through 15. It is quite interesting to note that the 11 men closest to Jesus during his work on earth initially did not believe that he had raised from the dead. Can you think of that? Jesus, all through his ministry, said, one day will come, I will die, I will rise again from the dead. When he was dying on the cross, they were not there because they were already fearful. And when he rose again, that also they didn't believe. But in their minds, Jesus was dead and gone and could never rise again. They did not believe the initial reports that Jesus was alive. What's amazing that it is the same 11 people who did not believe the Lord Jesus appeared to them. He corrected them for their unbelief and gave them the great commission, the bigger vision. Think of this. Jesus didn't come. Imagine if the Bible said Jesus came into that room as they were talking and said, woe to you, unbelievers. Did he say that? What did he say instead? Peace be with you. What an amazing, loving God. And sometimes you read these passages and you start to tear up because you think of the times when you have failed and we have failed and we say, God, not good enough, not done well. These 11 disciples were with Jesus. One of them has already betrayed and gone. So that's another story altogether. Imagine how Jesus will be feeling. Only John was there at the cross. Okay, not enough, you all were not there. Now you're not even believing I'm rose again from the dead. What did I preach to you for the last 3 years? He didn't come and say, where is your unbelief? Where is your belief? Where is your faith? Why did you all unbelieve in? Why did you all behave this way? Nothing. He came in and he said, peace be to you. He didn't look at their wrongs. He didn't look at Peter and say, you remember that cock crowed? You still remember, no? What did I tell you? Now see. No, nothing. He says, Peter, do you love me? What a beautiful question. It's just amazing. When we taste his love, it's a different kind of love. It's not the love of this world. It's a different love, different level of love, God's love. And here we see that Jesus believed in that team who are full of failures. So we must also believe in people even when they make mistakes. Give them opportunities. Help them see beyond their current struggles. And believe in your team. You have invested in them, you have positioned them. Don't quit on them. See them beyond their struggles. Your believing in them will encourage them to rise up. With the right people, you can overcome the odds. This is really interesting. I hope we can, understand this. Okay, Judges 7:7. God said to Gideon, "I'll use 300 men who lapped at the stream to save you and give Midian into your hands. All the rest may go home." Now, think of this. From 32,000 men who came to fight part of Gideon's army, 22,000 were fearful. So now from 32,000, 22,000 are fearful. God says, send them home if they're fearful. Okay, go home. 10,000 left. Out of the 10,000, God picked out 300 and sent the rest home. What did God say? Okay, you don't need 10,000 people for this battle. Maybe Gideon is saying, what are you saying? More people? Good, right? We'll win the battle. God is saying, no, it's not about the numbers, right? You need the right people. You don't need 10,000 people, but you need the right number of people to fulfill the work. So take them to a river and then make them drink water. Those who drank with like how a dog drinks water, those who drank that way, send them home. Those who took the water in their hand and drank, you take them. Out of 10,000 people, 300 people drank with their hands like this. So imagine Gideon. Gideon is saying, now I'm going against this army, which is a strong army. We had 32,000. Then you made it 10,000. From 10,000, now you're saying 300 people. God said that 300 is more than enough for you. Take them and go. Right? And Gideon went into battle with these 300 men. God stepped in, and Gideon and his 300 men routed the vast Midianite army and brought peace to the land of Israel for 40 years. Think of this. 300 people against the Midianite army. We don't know how many people were in the Midianite army, but we do know that they were a strong army as well. But God intervened. And these 300 men were able to defeat the Midianite army. So it's not the number, it's not always quantity, it is also quality. Yes or no? It's not the quantity of hours you pray and you study the word. Of course, that's also part of it, but it's also the quality of your time you spend. Right? It's not just going, today I read 5 chapters. What was the quality of that 5 chapters? What did it speak to you? Did you learn something from it? That's the quality part. Right? So with the right people, you can overcome the odds. Just need the right people in place. Designed for maximized function and performance. Each unit is of the right size, right? Each unit must be put in the proper place, right? Designed right. It shouldn't be too big, too small. Okay, next point. Break it down only to the necessary level. Stay lean, stay flat. Right? Moses had a challenge. What was his challenge? He had a huge following with him. The Israelites were there. Now, if he had a commandment from God, he has to take this commandment and give it to over 600,000 people who are sitting there. So how do I communicate what God is bringing to me? Right? So he had to ensure that disputes were resolved. People are walking peacefully. Moses, in addition to that, he had his spiritual work going, hearing from God, because he had to lead the people of Israel. So Moses, so what happened was the right thing to do. He created structure. Luckily, his father-in-law came and said, see, you're wasting your time. You are Moses. You are trying to solve problems between 2 small fights. He took my food, he took my pencil box. No. Don't do all of this. You have people under you, and those people will handle all this small things. Right? You don't go into the small things. You don't have to. Don't micromanage. You will burn out. You're not a young man. You're 80. Sorry, you're maybe around that age. You'll burn out. You can't look after all this. Your work is to go meet God, talk to Him, and He'll give you the next step for your where to go. Now you are sitting and solving all these silly problems here. So father-in-law said, "Don't waste your time." So immediately Moses, okay, we'll have people who look after all this. That way, I feel like the whole weight from Moses' back would have gone. Now I can focus all my attention, praying, hearing from God. And all I need to do is give it to the leaders. The leaders will handle the rest. Good structure. So eventually, Moses had judicial process, leaders of thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Exodus 18. So he had groups, thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. So maybe he'll call 10 people. Come. You 10 people, go and tell your 50. The 50 will go and tell the thousands. The thousands will tell everyone in there. So there you see that structure there in place. Then there was 12 captains, one over each tribe, coordinating the journey. Governance, 70 elders appointed to govern the address and address daily needs. Right? Today, manna didn't come. What to do? I was sleeping, manna came, I was not there. Everyone took the manna. Okay, you share it with him for today. All these small things. They had a governance team, special task force he had. 12 captains, one from each tribe to go spy the land. Priests responsible for the worship and service at the tabernacle. Levites who assisted the priests in the tabernacle. So, what is the key here? The sign of a good leader is to delegate. Delegate and empower people to be self governing. Start where you are. If you are a Bible college student and you become the captain of your class, delegate. Delegate responsibilities and make sure they do it. Right? And make sure that they are following it. Right? They are able to self govern. You don't have to always go there. Initially, you may need to be there. Hey, you do this, do this. But after that, let them do it on their own. Give them that space. Because we are not here to spoon feed. We're here to raise up leaders. Spoon feeding is different. Right? Have you seen spoon feeding? Spoon feeding children? Open your mouth. The child won't open only. Please open. No. We're not here spoon feeding. We're here building up leaders, raising up leaders. Right? So keep things flat as possible so that access to people, knowledge, information, resources is available. So something that we do in APC is we raise up leaders. Right? We have life group leaders. We have 51 life group leaders now. And we have life group area coordinators. What I do is I give them responsibilities and I let them know that we are available, resources are available, everything is available. It's at your disposal. And as leaders, we are there to help you in any way. But we expect them to be self-governing. Meaning you take up that leadership, you invite people to life groups, you do additional events and programs within your life groups, counseling, mentoring people, discipling people, you do it. Right? So I don't have to do it always. So now I've got 16 area coordinators under me. Right? So I connect with them. They will connect with their life group leaders under them. The life group leaders will inform the life group members. Right? So initially we were about 8 or 9 life groups, but now with 51, I can't afford to call every one of them. So I have people under me, organization, basically, structure. And we need to tighten this up, meaning we keep improving the structure. But it helps. Because now we are able to get many more people to join life groups, raise up many more life group leaders. And eventually we can, you're setting yourself up for success in the future. Right? So it's good that we were able to complete 2 chapters. We will stop here and we will pick up from next class, chapter 7. Right? Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. God bless.
Thank you, Pastor.